Welcome to a special edition of the League's Q&A show. I am your host, your VP of Media, and your inaugural League Champion, Samuel Travers Wood. Welcome to the show. Today we have a very special guest with us. It is the analyst himself, Mr. Simon Kay. Welcome, Simon.
How's it going? Good to be back.
Good to have you here. So today we're going to talk about the playoff picture with Simon. We'll also talk to Simon in his capacity as commissioner. As we know, Simon has taken on the role mid-season. We're going to make it clear where Simon begins and the commissioner begins, as we know we'll have complaints from one certain player in particular. No mentioning no names, Brian. But the playoff picture is wide open now. We know the games. We know the seedings. We may briefly touch on the last week of the season. We have got a video coming out at the same time as this one, a review by myself on the week's events.
Going back to back.
But we're going to go back to back this week, give you what you want, which is content, more content. So we'll start off, we'll talk about the playoff games. We'll start off talking about Simon, yourself, going up against Mr. Craig Willis.
Yeah. Grass is greener.
Yeah, grass is greener. Good side, finishing in 5th place this year. Going up against, where did you finish, Simon, this year? 4th place, yeah. Happy with your finish?
I mean, it was better than last year, so we're moving on up.
Yeah,
so
that's
I'll
good.
take it.
It's a good point. It's a good point. And as an analyst yourself, let's hear what you think about this game. Let's hear your thoughts.
It's going to be an okay game.
Okay. Good to know.
Personally, I don't think Craig is that much of a competition for my team at this moment. He doesn't really have anything that scares me.
No.
I'm pretty confident.
Pretty confident. You've had not a bad start. You know, you're happy with Thursday night game.
Thursday night start.
Obviously, you didn't have a Thursday night star, but you can't win it all, can you?
All right, mate.
Oh, fair enough. We're gonna next game we'll move on to now, and that is Samuel Travers Wood going up against Mr. Oliver Hume, Mr. Holiday.
Holiday himself. Where is he at the moment? He's probably.
I don't know where he is at the moment. I think he's in the UK at the moment. He may be on a sunbed because he loves the sun so much that he can't get away. But yeah, it happens. Some people are like that. How do you feel this is panning out so far? When we've seen the Thursday night games now, you got any analysts to offer?
You've got a very good start, up 50 points straight away.
That's Sam Wood's got a very good start.
Yeah, of course. But we're going to see Sunday. I think Ollie's got a good team. He's had a really solid draft, really solid year. Has been
great draft. Someone said,
the top scorer. So
yeah, someone said he's had one of maybe the best draft in league history.
I mean, considering he kind of auto-picked, I guess, in the sense that he wasn't around.
Well, yeah, someone picked for him. It's rumoured.
So,
well, it's known someone picked for him. We're not going to mention names, obviously. Wouldn't be fair on the person that picked the team, because his genius has been called into question this year, and I think this shows.
It shows some fairness in the way he's done it. So
it shows his. So yeah, thank you for mentioning the fairness part. I appreciate that.
He could have very easily given Ollie some.
Yeah,
not ideal picks, and
I think
So I think the thing's been very fair in that side.
I also, I think, in terms of analysis of this game, personally, I see the weak point as running backs for Oliver, and I think the weak points for Sam's team is wide receiver.
Absolutely.
And I think that we're seeing this week that Johnny Brown has put up 17.5 points. That's a real good start for Wood in a weak position.
Helps.
It's a big help.
Helps. 17 points from your area of weakness.
Yeah.
You're pretty happy with
Can't
that,
mind,
aren't
can
you?
you? Yeah. So it's looking like advantage Wood at the moment, perhaps. But obviously, Ollie's got a whole team to go yet. So we'll wait and see how that game pans out. Will be an interesting week, I think.
I think this is going to probably be the tighter game.
Yeah. Yeah, you think you're walking
yeah,
away? Yeah, I would actually agree with that.
Both teams seem much more balanced.
Competitive. I think the top 2 seeds will be watching. This game. Quite interested, actually. I think it's going to be both games.
Especially T.O.'s going to be having a close eye on your one.
I think he's going to be worried. He's got to be worried, isn't he, T.O.? Yeah.
He's managed to come second in the league, but I don't know where his points have come from.
I would mention, I've been saying that since probably week 7, week 6.
Yes.
It's been a recurring theme on the show if you've watched the show.
I have been watching the shows when they come out.
Yeah, for sure. We're gonna move on now. We are gonna ask Simon some questions in his commissioner capacity.
Yep.
He's accepted that challenge. Obviously, coming in tough circumstances, it's not been easy for Simon. I will say that he followed one of the worst tenures in the history of the league, 4 days, and before that it was a 2-year commissioner. So obviously there's a yin and yang there. You've got someone you've got someone who's been obviously very criticised as commissioner, and then you've got the short period of turmoil where someone else tried it out, didn't quite work out. The league decided to make a change. I think a majority of 6 votes to 2 actually in the end. Maybe 6 to 1. I don't know if Andrew voted.
I think it was 6
Yeah.
to 2.
So obviously we've moved on, and we had a democratic election like any league should, and this is our commissioner now. And I think he's done a solid job so far. It's not easy. I think we'll see in the off season when he gets a real chance to go over the league and put his ideas on the table. We'll see what he's got then. But we're going to ask him some questions nonetheless,
Yep.
and we're going to start off. We're going to start off with an interesting question because you may not want to answer this. As commissioner, who would you like to see win? Just from whether it's a personal point of view, someone who's been a bit persecuted, or whether it's just you think this team is the best, maybe got the best team or had the best draft. I mean, I wouldn't call it biased to have anyone you want to win as commissioner. But
I have two answers. Top two, we'll say.
good.
The first being Ollie Hume.
What are you hearing? Nice
He's
pick.
been solid from the start of the process of the Fantasy
Mhm.
Football League. He's improved year after year, going further and further, and
True.
this is the year I think he probably breaks through, and I'd love to see it 'cause he's a great guy. The other one would
Yeah, it's
be
okay.
Andrew Brunnan, so he can get that asterisk off of his shoulder.
Yeah, well, we all know about the asterisks, don't we?
So-
we won't allude too much on that, but obviously
Yeah.
last year's
It'd be nice
championship.
it'd be nice for him to have a genuine...
Really, I think last
wouldn't
year
mind
it's
that.
disappointing because last year I don't really think there was a champion. Do you? As Simon Kay.
As Simon Kay, there is a huge asterisk.
Yeah, there is a huge asterisk there. It's a big problem for Andrew because obviously he's got a chip on his shoulder because of it.
Yeah, I
And,
mean, if he wants to be, he can be like the Patriots, so where they were caught and
Yeah.
had their asterisks for the one after that. That's fine. That's
Yeah,
a,
of
that's
course.
a
This one, if he
championship
wins it, I don't think he's done anything.
then. That's
I
fine.
think he's been
He's
above board
deserved
this
it.
year in terms of
And
not.
I'd be very happy for him to have that, and then he doesn't have that issue of the asterisk. So
Yeah, maybe he's not so hostile in the chat and things. Maybe
potentially, he might be able to sleep and not have loads of messages coming through.
That's very true. To be fair. Moving on. Some people have called you weak and ineffective as commissioner.
Yeah, I've seen those or heard those comments.
How do you respond to those kind of comments? And those, I guess it's tough being commissioner because it's a no-win job. How do you respond?
It
How
is.
do you deal with things like that? And how do you respond to those
I
comments?
try not to worry about it too much, but obviously I try to be strong, and I don't want people to think that. So obviously it's hard coming in halfway through the year.
Mhm.
Makes it difficult. It's interesting that these are coming from anonymous sources. So
Well, we don't reveal. As VP of Media, I
Of
can't
of
reveal my
course, but-
sources.
anonymous sources are not ideal because it could be anyone just saying things because this is how the world is. These
Well, I
days.
will actually reveal. I've actually got a question here that does reveal one of my sources.
Oh, right,
and
okay,
Tom Smith has publicly said that you are not as good a commissioner as he would have been and was.
Interesting.
And he has been critical of you as commissioner. Any thoughts on this kind of criticism?
So far, we haven't had any league-wide problems since I've been commissioner.
I'd agree with
There
that.
have been no huge disputes, no cheating, no. There have been a few allegations, but it's only been minor sort of
Yeah,
niggly
nothing
ones. It's
too-
nothing,
yeah.
nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Tom, if you want to talk to me privately, that's fine. If you have any grievances, I can come and sort them out for you. Come straight to me.
Brilliant. That's a good response. I think the issue for Tom is obviously he was given an opportunity to show he could be an effective commissioner when he was brought in, that he wouldn't be biased, and he completely messed that up. He completely blew
mean,
the
yeah.
opportunity. He could have come in and been a very passive commissioner.
Could've.
He came in firing, and I think he's finally realised he's
You
finally
went too
something.
strong.
He went in too strong, and I think this is where this kicking out's come from. What have been your highlights of this year so far, or in the whole fantasy history of the league? What's your maybe highlight?
Highlights. It's probably all the draft days. Draft days are
Draft day.
fun.
Yeah.
Everyone's together in the group chat, in a room. We've done it a couple of times.
Yeah,
It's a fun day.
Yeah, I think that's something
It's
as
good fun.
commissioner you could work towards. Is perhaps
I
trying
would
to get
definitely be looking into that.
I
Over
think-
the off season, we'll have some ideas and things like that.
Obviously, second year we tried our best to get a whole draft together. It didn't work out in the end.
This
it was,
year was difficult because everyone was moving around different places. But the year before we did try a lot harder. So.
And I think this year, the next season we could look at it being, if you're not there, you're an auto draft maybe. Potentially an idea we could look at, but that's your commission, that's your decision. Conversely, worst moment in the season or in the history of the league?
Worst moment in the history of the league. In terms of the darkest moment of the league, as soon as that trade got approved.
Wow, yeah.
The trade and just George Ashley, really.
Yeah, I guess George has to take a lot of the blame for that.
Shadow over the league there. So.
I think this trade, obviously, it's been spoken about, I believe, tonight by some players. It's come up.
It's just a constant.
I think it's a constant issue. I think it's obviously Andrew should have seen this coming, that people were going to be unhappy with this. I think the whole league.
I think you realised the backlash.
The whole league was against him there,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I think when you realise, like myself, obviously now I'm VP of Media, I was former commissioner. I realised that everyone was against me in the decision I made. Although I still disagree with them, I stepped down and moved on, and I agreed that what's best for the league is the majority decision. Andrew has shown absolute lack of remorse, I think, and it's disappointing to see from a personal point of view. But obviously, we move on. We have got obviously Bronyn is a contentious man at the moment.
Yeah, very opinionated at the moment.
He's very opinionated at the moment. We have got to mention that. I think it's only fair. When he on the chat he gets very personal. How do you react to that as a commissioner and as a player?
I think for the most part it's friendly banter.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes there are a few sort of deeper shots.
Thank you. Bye bye.